Check, 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 my check. Yeah. What's up, y'all? DJ RJ. It's that Pree Talk. What's up, y'all? Bringing y'all that Pree Talk one more time. This is the show that I created to bridge the gap between my shows, my live show, DJ RJ Presents Reggae Sundays. I do this every single Sunday. I hope y'all tuning into that as well. But this is to bridge the gap between the audience and the music. So we can get both of them together, making sure we can create great content, get involved, get engaged. You know how we're trying to do it today. Pree Talk number 6, man. I can't believe it's the 6th one. We missed last week. Of course, apologizing for that because, hey, sometimes people expect things. I'm sure nobody's expecting this yet, but one day they will. And you got to let the people know when you're not going to be there, you know? That's how it is. Making sure to feed the people when they want the product. You know how we do it. Pree Talk. Again, this is the bridge. This is to bridge the gap between the audience and the music. Pree Talk is bridging the gap between the audience and Reggae Sundays. Reggae Sundays is my show that comes out every single Sunday between 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wherever you at, just do the math. I can't do it for you, but sometimes I wish I could. Yeah, we're doing that, playing reggae. Reggae Sundays is my show that kind of gives you that Sunday feel. You know, somebody's getting ready for church. You're heading to the store to get some food to cook. You already know. Maybe some food you're not cooking, maybe somebody else is going to be cooking, but you know you got to run the errands and get the food. Spend that dough to make sure you get what you got. You know, we just had Thanksgiving. I'm sure everybody's full. Everybody's still full. Hopefully you don't have any leftovers yet. You know, any leftovers left. But either way, I hope you guys ate well. I hope you guys enjoyed your families. That's really what it's all about. The other things that it may be about, you know, we're going to leave that for another day. But of course, we're going to celebrate our families and our loved ones no matter what. That's what we're going to do. And if you don't want to do that, hey, celebrate life. That's the best way to go. Pree Talk. So Pree Talk, we're talking about news, entertainment news, tech. If we get into tech, you know, we're going to have celebrity news, of course, because entertainment news goes hand in hand. Talking about music, new updates, hopefully new releases if they're coming out. If something's coming out that's I find interesting, I'll say that. There's music coming out every second at this point. I've been hearing some really interesting music, I got to say, from some international artists. And I can't play it, but I want to share some of that, share their names and their song titles so you guys can get involved with that too, because there's a lot of international artists that are really killing it right now. It's not even a game anymore. You can't even say that the music is bad, you know, just because somebody's come from another place or speaks a different language, because the music is so pure and sonically it just gives you a visual of what's going on. And yeah, you know, and now you can just release a video in a second from your phone. People are doing that. So music is something to be shared. That's why I DJ. That's why I do what I do. That's one reason why I play Reggae Sundays, of course, every single Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wherever you at, just do the math. I can't do it for you, but sometimes I wish I could. And that's my show that I'm really passionate about. Really try to share a bit of myself with that show and the music I was raised on. Yeah, it's special to me. I've kept it going for years. Different audiences in and out. I like to do it on Liberated Radio. We're on liberatedраdio.com. Make sure y'all tune in to Liberated Radio on the TuneIn app, as well as iTunes, iHeartRadio, and any way you listen to your radio broadcast, you can listen to liberatedradio.com, or just type in Liberated Radio on those different apps and listen to the good music. The music station is a 24-hour radio station, so it never stops. There's other DJs, talk show hosts. There's a lot going on over there. Liberated Radio to the world, pretty much. Everybody over there is solid. Great music. Shout out to Icebox. Shout out to the ladies of Liberated Radio. Shout out to DJ. Shout out to Chalice. All of that, man. Yeah, man. So we're gonna get into some of this news right here. I hate to start off with this, but unfortunately, a little bit of sad news. Let's see if I can bring this to the forefront. A little bit of sad news. We're gonna share this news story, and hopefully y'all can hear it. I'm gonna bring it up here. There was an unfortunate incident that happened in Stockton, California. Maybe you heard of it, maybe you haven't, but I know it saddened me when I heard it. I figured it was something to share, and I heard about this story because of a music artist that I've grown to really love his music and play him all the time, at least weekly, I'd say. And yeah, I'm gonna play the story first, and then we'll get into the other side of it. Some of the positive that's happening now, unfortunately happening now, but it's still positive that came out on the other side of this. So let's start with what happened out there in Stockton, California, back in late November 29th. Yeah, we're going to check it out. All right, let's go. This is a story given by the Sacramento Bee. I want to give a shout out to them. I want to make sure I'm giving my credit where it's due. We're going to do this share screen over here, share the audio. Hopefully y'all can see what I see. I will actually share the link to StreamYard, of course. Hopefully y'all can see. If you can see, let me know. Hit me with a comment. I see we got a couple in here. Hit me with a comment. Let me know you can hear. Let me know you can see. We're going to
now
play like that.
10, families shattered and struggling to move forward. Tonight,
Majuri makes fine jewelry for everyone on your list, including you. Handcrafted in solid gold, sterling silver, and diamonds, it's the gift they'll actually wear every day. Because the best part of the holidays is moments that become memories and gifts that take you back. Gift jewelry they'll love today and wear forever. Shop online or at a Majuri store near you.
we hear from grieving parents who lost their 14-year-old son in the Stockton mass.
I'll bring that back real quick. All right, let's go. That was a horrible scratch.
Now at 10, families shattered and struggling to move forward. Tonight, we hear from grieving parents who lost their 14-year-old son in the Stockton mass shooting.
Son, he was just full of life, full of laughter. He was like the glue to our family.
Amari Peterson was one of 3 children killed in the attack. Good evening. I'm Claudine Wong.
And I'm Greg Lee. Those children were 8, 9, and 14 years old. A 21-year-old was also killed when gunfire erupted at the banquet hall during a 2-year-old's birthday party.
Amari and his family are from Modesto. They were at that party over the weekend when, in an instant, their lives were changed forever. KTVU's Amber Lee sat down with the teens' parents, and she joins us live from Stockton with their story. Amber?
Claudine, there is a growing memorial behind me.
I'm always shopping the Real.
They drop over 10
the banquet hall where the shooting took place. I met with the teens' parents in their home in Modesto tonight. They tell me they attended the party as a family, and now they're in shock that their son never made it home.
I feel so bad about not being able to save him.
Patrick Peterson is struggling to come to terms with the sudden death of his son Amari. The 14-year-old was shot and killed during a child's birthday party for a family friend on Saturday in Stockton.
I just want my son back.
Amari attended the party with his parents and 3 siblings. Peterson tells me his son had left his side momentarily to go meet a rapper who was at the gathering. Then suddenly, shots rang out.
It was like pop, 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 pop. And then I'm standing there for a second. Then I started looking around to see if anybody else heard it.
Peterson says he saw a lone gunman with a face mask on, firing multiple shots in the direction.
Everybody knows me as the artsy one. I bring my sketchbook everywhere. I'm in a band too. Next year, I'm trying out for the drumline. I'm also captain of the dance team. My coach.
They're killing me. They're getting their money, though. They're getting their money. They're killing me with the ads right now. But yeah, y'all couldn't hear me, but I had to share this this video. Came to me from a great artist that I was looking into. Burna Boy is his name. Y'all might have heard of him. But yeah, I want to share this video and then share what Burna Boy did.
Other people. Peterson says it appeared that the shooter firing multiple shots in the direction where his son was gathered with other people. Peterson says it appeared that the shooter was aiming at the rapper.
He started letting off shots, and then the group started scrambling. People were scrambling and falling, getting out the way.
Peterson tells me he grabbed his 1-year-old daughter as he was trying to make his way to Amari. He found his son shot once in the chest.
He was just gasping for air. He was just trying to breathe, and me trying to not panic.
Dad started to do CPR before paramedics eventually took over. Amari died at the hospital. His family devastated. They describe him as outgoing and athletic. Amari was only in the 8th grade. His mom and dad tell me he had a bright future ahead of him.
For my son to only be 14 and to lose his life, it's like...
We were planning where he was going to go to high school. Everybody knows me as the artsy one. I bring my sketchbook everywhere. I'm in a band too. Next year, I'm trying out for the drumline. I'm also captain of the dance team.
Yeah, y'all, sad story. Definitely a sad story. I'm definitely share the good part, the positive side. Oof, it's a tough one. Definitely tough to hear. Definitely tough to listen to. But yeah, bear with me, y'all. Hopefully, y'all can hear everything.
Amari's 12-year-old sister, Kaizani, showed me where a bullet grazed her arm. She ran and escaped out a back door. The family has started an online fundraiser to help with expenses. Claudine, Greg?
In a world where so many banks are based elsewhere.
Yeah, very, very, very sad. But the positive side is that Burna Boy, he heard that, Burna Boy, African giant, big, huge Afrobeat, Afro pop, a little bit of R&B, hip hop mixed in there, artist. He decided to pay for the funerals of the victims, for the families, which is a great, great gesture. I'm glad somebody stepped up. Apparently he went through WAC 100, if you know him, through, multiple West Coast hip hop artists. And of course some beefs, a lot of internet beefs that might have gotten too crazy. But, long story short, he went through WAC 100, who went through his people, and they, he just found a way to get to the families and let them know that he's going to take care of the funerals and take care of all that, man. So shout out to Burna Boy. Shout out to the families, RIP to the victims lost. Hopefully, one day they can heal, but that's a tough one. That's really tough. I don't know if I'd be able to heal from that, you know. But yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to Burna Boy for putting his foot forward and deciding to put his money where his mouth is, I guess. Oof. Gotta pause on that one. Yeah, so that's a great gesture. You know, if there's anything that can be done, I think, you know, we need to come together as people and help that family out, you know. I'm gonna definitely do some more research into that. It's sad. This violence is crazy out here. You know, I don't know what's going on, what's been going on, especially out there in the West. That's been going on forever out there. We just got hip to it over here not too long ago, a few decades ago. So it's here to stay, but we gotta try to contain it, you know, as much as we can. Cali's a beautiful place. It's a very beautiful place if you ever been. Don't want to taint that beauty, you know. But again, shout out to y'all that's listening. I appreciate y'all. Feel free to talk in the chat. Let me know where you at, where you coming from. If you can hear everything, looks like my voice is coming through loud and clear. With that Pree Talk, that's how we doing it. And yeah, that's that story. Other stories we got going on. Let me hit y'all with something else. We got shout out to the holidays coming out. If you got your gifts, shout out to you. I still got some catching up to do. Yeah, we definitely got some catching up to do. Gotta buy some presents, gotta take care of the fam, you know. Without that, oof, what are we doing? Who knows? Gotta take care of the fam, because you never know. You just never know. So take care of everybody while you can, when you can, but while you can. Don't forget. Never forget. Also in music news, your boy, man, this guy, he got some, Brian McKnight, he got some incredible songs. Definitely, I would say, shaped some of the summers I had as a kid. You know, a double-digit kid. The soundtrack to some of my summers, man. I wasn't nothing but a listener, but the music sounded so good, and they play this. You know, I grew up in Philly, city of soul, city of brotherly love. People like Patti LaBelle, Jill Scott, Music Soul Child. You know, we got enough soul. Amel LaRue, Groove Theory. We got enough soul in Philadelphia. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, Teddy Pendergrass. Enough soul. But Brian McKnight, he had a couple summers, man. He had a couple summers where nobody was really touching that music, those singles that he had. And, you know, people covered his music over and over and over. Definitely some reggae covers. I'll probably play a reggae cover of Brian McKnight today on Reggae Sundays. Check that out, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But either way, Brian McKnight, he's in the news right now. I guess his son, Junior, you know, his son Junior is coming out and with the mom and just telling stories. And you know how it is when people want to paint you in a certain light, they go on a media run. And man, they really telling some they telling some things. It's just crazy to think about these things, and I hope, you know, these things happen, but I would hope that his family, his son of all things, of all people, wouldn't be slandering his father. But you know, these things happen, you know, especially if you can get something out of it, you know. But if it's real, hey, he might be out here just telling his story. And shout out to him for telling the story, you know. Hey, Cali for Prez, what up? That's what's up, 5x5. I appreciate that, Cali. Shout out to you. So Brian McKnight Jr. said his father refused to tell his dying brother, "I love you." Like, what? Like, why would you even come out and say that about your pops? Like, maybe he was just going through it right there. Maybe he said, "I love you" every single day except that last day. And maybe he forgot about that. It's not even thinking about that no more. But you the one bringing it up, talking about, you know what my pops did? You know what my pops did? He forgot. He didn't even want to say it. I'm like, yo, man, why are you telling this story? Brian McKnight Jr., why are you telling this story, man? It's crazy. He's out here on a press run doing interview after interview. He was, I don't even know. Him and his mom was on some podcast. I'm doing a little tell-all. Hopefully, they're not coming out with no book or nothing about Brian McKnight. I've heard some things even before this. Obviously, I mean, I don't know if y'all listen to R&B and know a little bit about R&B news. You know, we've heard things about Brian, but you know, he asked her, "Did I ever cross your mind?" And now, all these years later, they talking about, yeah, actually, one time, anytime. I'm like, damn, Brian McKnight Jr. Why, Jr.? Why would you talk about your pops like this, man? You know, let it go, let it be. It ain't got to be like that, man. But Brian McKnight Jr. talking about his pops didn't tell his dying brother. I guess his brother passed away. You know, R.I.P. to him. But he was talking to Mark Lamont Hill, who is also a kind of a famous broadcaster. Told him that he refused to tell, you know, his brother Nico, "I love you" on his deathbed when he passed away. And he said it was one of the darkest and coldest, most disheartening memories of his life. I guess he passed away in May after a 2-year battle with cancer. And he's saying he pleaded for his father's love. Like, that's crazy. So that's 7 months that you kept that in, and now you tell me. I guess it's not that long ago. May is not that long ago. So maybe you still grieving. So now you're like, it's time to go on the press run and tell everybody what my father did. Dang, I don't know. I just couldn't have my info out there like that. All my information out there like that. I'm typically a private dude. Things get out. It is what it is. But I'm not going to offer it. People can find out whatever they find out. If they find out anything, they might hear some crazy music from me. They might hear a bad mix from me. They might find out, I got a couple theatrical credits out there. You never know. It's a lot of things you can find out by doing research out there. But, I don't know what he's doing it for, but Junior, man, you gotta get it together, bro. This ain't it. This ain't what you need to be doing. Spreading rumors and all this stuff about your daddy. Just don't do it, man. It's not worth it. I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, Brian McKnight. Apparently changed his name. Oh, that's interesting. Changed his name to Kainoa Makoa McKnight. Wow. Okay, so Mr. McKnight, he changed his name to Brian Kainoa Makoa McKnight Sr. Wow. So he wanted to make sure he was truly a senior to his new son, who's just a baby. That's crazy. Kainoa Makoa. Dang, man. So he Brian Kainoa Makoa. I don't think I could call you that, bro. Brian Kainoa Makoa. Okay. And so him and his wife Leilani Malia Mendoza McKnight had Brian Kainoa Makoa Jr. Dang, so he really loves his name. He's like, my name's gonna live on forever. I'm gonna have at least 2 more generations of my name. That's wild. That's kind of cool though. Dang. I didn't think about that one. Everyone's like, oh, you should have had your kid be a junior. That would have been cool. I'm like, man, hey, if they decide to change their name later, that's cool. But that's not something I was really, really thinking about. But Brian McKnight Jr. and Brian McKnight KM Jr. BKM Jr. Okay. That's crazy. So now I guess, is the other son no longer a junior? The older son? Oh, that's crazy. So now the older son kind of got kicked to the curb with his junior. So now he's his own junior. He's not even a junior no more. He's just Brian McKnight. That's wild. Is that how that works? I don't even know how that works. Damn, man. Brian McKnight might be a tyrant, man. He might be out here on a rampage. I'm not gonna lie. He's oh yeah, he had that reality show too. Dang, Brian McKnight. A lot of his stuff is out there. Oh man. Mark Lamont Hill. Yeah. I guess he would need somebody like Brian McKnight Jr. on there. Yeah, he's a great broadcaster, but you got to keep the content coming. You got to keep the content coming. So hey, if he's out here wanting to expose his father and do a tell-all podcast run, do your thing, Brian McKnight Jr. Well, I guess you just Brian McKnight now. Do your thing, Brian McKnight. But Brian Kainoa Makoa McKnight, he got other plans. He gonna do something else. He wasn't looking at you for the oh man, for the generational wealth, Damn, man. So you might not have the rights to any time. Damn. I wish I had the rights to that song. That's money right there. That song probably gets played 1 million times a month worldwide. I guarantee that song gets played like that. It's one of them songs. I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to attempt to sing that song because, it's going to be, I don't want to bless y'all with that noise. So I'm going to just, I'm going to keep that to myself. But, great artist. Damn, I'm hearing so many things that makes him sound so crazy as a father. I don't know, man. You legally change your name to no longer be the name of the first child. I never heard that. That sounds like the most pettiest, most egotistical, most specifically narcissistic thing I've ever heard in my life. I don't know whether to be proud or disgusted, because that's just the kind of mind you have to write songs like that and to do diabolical things like this. It's wild. It truly, truly is. But, shout out to Brian KM McKnight. There's no way I could say that whole thing. No way at all. Yeah. But anyway, that's some of the news I've been looking through and seeing. The unfortunate stuff in Stockton, California, and this unfortunate pettiness in the McKnight household. Apparently, it's really wild. It's really wild. I've been seeing some things out there about 50 and his Diddy documentary, a couple reviews here and there. I think overall consensus was it's cool, but I guess it was a little bit too late, at least in my opinion. But overall consensus, I would say was, it's cool, but it's stuff that people already know is what I'm hearing. But yeah, I would think it's probably just a little bit too late. And, maybe you should have came out with that documentary a little bit faster. But 50 is a busy guy, lawsuits and all that. BMF to all the Power shows and the series that's still left. He got a lot going on. still touring, putting on festivals now out there in what's that? Somewhere in Missouri. I can't even remember. But he's out there in Missouri putting on festivals. So he's a busy guy, so I get it. You know, he might have not had time to do the meetings at Netflix. So, yo, this is all the info I got, man. I thought I had more, but this is what I got. Make something with this. That's probably what he said. But he probably said it, you know, a little bit different than that. But, you know, not going to do the 50 impression. Go. Yeah. Yeah. He released it. He said he was going to do it, and he did it. And I remember watching the Instagram post he would put up talking about it every Instagram post for a long time. And he brought it back multiple times. Would have something to do with Diddy, with going at Diddy and Ciroc, or going at Diddy and whatever he was pushing. And he really had at least me back then. He had me drinking the effing vodka over that Ciroc, and he, you know, put it to me talking about Ciroc is not even vodka because it's made from grapes, and vodka is not made from grapes. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't even realize that. I didn't even put two and two together when I was looking at it and drinking it. But hey, you know, Ciroc is cool, you know, for those that like it. But that effing vodka was effing good. I'll say that. And the price point was where it needed to be. I say that too. But yeah, you don't really see it out there too much these days. But it was good. It was good when we had it. You know? But that's that pre-talk, man. Yeah, we're gonna keep this one short. I mean, I wouldn't mind. I could keep going. But I think we're gonna keep this one short. Put out a couple news stories for y'all. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed the news stories. And if you got some commentary, please feel free to comment below. That's really what's pushing this thing on YouTube, is when you comment. Commenting really drives the algorithms and lets YouTube know that there's engagement, that people are listening, people are watching, and it really helps out. So I appreciate it. Again, while we're doing this show, the pre-talk is for bridging the gap between the audience and the music, giving y'all a space where you can talk. You can check out the link. You can join me on the panel whenever. It's all good. As soon as I drop the link, you can join me. Otherwise, I'm gonna just keep rambling and talking. And yeah, it could be great content, it could be crazy content, it could be boring content, but who knows? Either way, this is the pre-talk, and I'm here every Sunday, sometime in the morning. You know, I try to schedule it for 9:30. Life happens, and we're going to keep it moving. But this is pre-talk, and bridging the gap between this and Reggae Sundays. Reggae Sundays is the radio show I do promoting great music, beautiful reggae, every single Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wherever you at, just do the math. I can't do it for you, but sometimes I wish I could. Yeah, man. Love the show. Love the vibe. Check out the show later on. We'll be live later. Peace.
Travels. Watch as Ro travels.